I was listening to a podcast this morning about how business owners tend to start ideas from things that annoy them. And it's been a while since I thought about what annoys me in the coaching industry in general. And the two big ones that really are the impetus for a lot of the stuff that I do, a lot of the philosophy I developed, are one, they make practice terribly, terribly boring to the point where players don't want to go to practice. They only go because they're punished with lack of playing time if they don't go to practice. Most players would choose to skip practice completely and show up to games because coaches have killed the effectiveness and the fun and the relevance of practice to the actual game of basketball. And the second big annoyance is yelling at mistakes, where the average coach first makes practice boring so players don't want to be there. They make practice complicated so they're running drills with no relevance that are really complex to understand and to do correctly. And then they're yelling at players when a player makes mistakes in that drill that's really BS that coach came up with for no real reason other than, he had a thought in his head and thought it'd be cool. Thought he could coordinate his players to run this really cool looking drill that has absolutely no point to it. And the same goes for games. If you're punishing mistakes that happen in games by instantly subbing a player out that had a turnover or missed a shot, you are inhibiting the player's ability to take risks and try new things, and actually all the stuff that's necessary for their progression is being inhibited and killed by punishing those attempts at new things that result naturally in mistakes until a player begins to master them. So those two factors of punishing mistakes and killing the point of practice being actually useful to the players are what have caused me to take a hard look at everything we do and make sure practice is relevant and makes sense to a game situation the player is hopefully already familiar with and knows exactly how to use this tool we're giving them in practice. And then to never punish mistakes, to encourage trial and error and really be a guide to reduce the number of attempts it takes to master a skill through trial and error, but making mistakes a normal part of that process.